and
Yeah.
definitely a slog,
Mhm.
slugfest for everybody.
Yeah, Quattroba was. We had so many laughs over that game with
Oh my God.
the, the salt attacking special structures.
Oh yeah, yeah. And these little Dutch militiamen, it's like the Alamo. They've got their own Dutch Belgian equivalent of Davy Crockett out there, and sharpshooting away. We had definitely had some fun stuff with all of that. So yeah, that's I think that's the one that we've played the most, and we've played Albuera a few times, um,
Mm.
because that's also a fairly balanced one. The Allies have got some more troops, but the French on the whole are a little bit better. Certainly have more artillery and cavalry. So yeah, those ones are all a hoot. So well, we've got the live stream up. We've got 3 people watching already. So, and
Halo.
I'm sure thousands more will be streaming in here. So, we'll have a little check in with everybody. How are things out in your part of the world, Brennan?
Just fine. It's cold, snowy, and ski season is underway. Life is
Aha.
good.
Okay.
Moguls everywhere.
Do you do mostly downhill or do any cross country?
Downhill freestyle mogul. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. So all this talk of Alau has got you excited to get out your skis there.
I love that game. Yep.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I dislocated my shoulder at Breckenridge in a big mogul field.
Oh, wow. Well, that would do it.
Ouch. It was the ski patrol was pretty awesome. They're good skiers.
Oh, I would imagine they'd have to be.
Getting the sled ride down. First guy that stopped on me, literally, was an orthopedic surgeon, and he wouldn't help me. Literally, the first guy that stopped. Hey, are you okay? No. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He wouldn't help me. I was like, are you kidding me?
He's like, please sign this waiver, and then I'll look at you. Maybe, yeah. So, all right. Well, good. Let's see, David. How are you?
I'm good. How's everyone?
Good. Good. Let's see. We've got Michael out in the Midwest.
Frigid northwest or west, Midwest. It is 2 degrees and it's descending colder.
Oof. Okay. Well, no wonder you want to play
Outside
a nice, warm, sunny day here at Moscow. So, yeah, can you imagine fighting in blowing snow at Eilau? I don't think that would be a lot of fun.
Not at all.
Yeah. Let's see, and we need to check in with Rick. Rick, how are things up in beautiful Northern California?
Cold in like the 60s, something like that.
You're killing me.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly here. It was in the low 70s here in Southern California. So
Isn't that Rick? Isn't that Stalingrad cold? Don't they call that up there?
Exactly.
yeah. Hey, well,
you poor guy with your fires down south. I'm more worried about you.
Yeah, the winds.
Sounds like the bulge to me.
The winds just picked up like about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, I heard there's picking up today and tomorrow.
Yeah, so hopefully the fires, the winds will go. But yeah, the high school that I coach fencing at was closed basically for the better part of the whole week of last week. We didn't have any practice today. And in theory, they'll be starting back tomorrow, provided, nothing disastrous happens. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on down in beautiful Southern California.
And you get the air quality there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad here in Orange County, but yeah, up in LA, the air quality was pretty bad depending on which side of the fire you're at. But yeah, Altadena, where that big Eden fire is right next to Pasadena. And so we've had a number of people that in the community have lost their homes. Tons have been evacuated. Lots of people have been without power for, nearly a week now. And this, it's just a mess. So, but I don't know that anything could have been done differently. The winds were just so strong last week that, short of having some sort of thunderclap and rain, there was nothing that was going to stop those fires. I've never seen anything like it. Because so many of them went through neighborhoods that weren't anywhere near, we're used to some yahoo's got a house out, and surrounded by sort of rural or out in the hills of the canyons. But these were like suburbs, that have been well established. And, the fire just took out everybody. So
Is it just embers and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The embers
Well,
were blowing and everything else. Yeah.
But a lot of these fires are caused by the power company because they don't have a good plan for shutting off power when there are high winds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the culprits for what they were talking about with at least the fire out there in Altadena was that maybe one of the power lines was still energized. But I mean, there's people here in Orange County. I've got some friends who are out in like Orange, Tustin, Villa Park area, and they got their power shut off, and they've got subterranean, power. But somewhere in the grid that they're in, there must be,
Lines,
wire, energy lines. So, at least those got turned off for better or for worse. So, yeah.
That's what they figured to be the big culprit for the Maui fires last year was power lines. Combined with those 100-mile-per-hour, 70 or 100-mile-per-hour winds blowing the stuff all over the place.
Oh yeah, 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 and that's a real mess, and that's not going to get fixed anytime soon either. Those poor people, just like anything else, but yet 10,000 structures, homes and businesses. That usually every year we'll lose, I don't know, maybe in all of our Southern California stuff, maybe we'll lose 100 here or there, but 10,000, that is,
it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. I don't think we've had anything that bad ever in all of my recollection. So, well, on the bright side, it could be worse. We could be Grim Harbinger is. I think Grim Harbinger is out in the UK. He says it's 4 degrees Celsius there, but with the wind, it's more like -2. That's a little chilly. The leg is saying it's 38 Fahrenheit in New York, warming up this week. So, yeah. All right. Well, we've done all our meet and greet. We have gotten everybody's kind of set with stuff. I guess what we'd want to do before we get rolling is just kind of go. Did we identify what all the moves are across the map before we wrap things up last week? Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? So let's start out in the west and see what we've got cooking out there. So
Cossacks are number 15. The Russian Fourth Corps is number 4, and the Uvarov First Cavalry Corps is number 5. Euler Artillery Group is number 1.
Right. So we got 3 dedicated CPs, and then Platov rolled for initiative out there. What all do our fine Frenchmen have?
I have number 4 on Ornano and number 5 on Lechi.
Okay. And then it looks like it's number 6. I'm not sure who that's on.
6 is Saint Alphonse.
Okay. So that's 3 dedicated moves out there for the French. We can move a little bit further then to the east.
6 is Lavrov, 3 is Dorokov.
Okay, and was Dorokov is that a light cavalry roll, or was that
That's an MU.
An MU, okay. That was a CP. Okay. And then
Yeah.
Michael.
And yeah, Juno is 6. Or I'm sorry, Juno is 7. Excuse
Okay.
me.
All right. And then it looks like Guillaume must have a light cavalry initiative as usual. It's nice to be such a brilliant person. All right. And then David, what have you got out here in the center?
Nay is one of the
Right.
standard. He's
Okay.
number 8. And the other one is part of, it's de France, number 9.
Okay. That's some cavalry there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
And
Pajol,
Joel's
it looks
got
like.
his.
Initiative roll. Good. All right. Rick, what have you got?
My standard 3.
Okay. So
First corps.
Davu
cavalry.
and then the cavalry. Good. And
Yeah.
then I've got 1 command point for the 8th Corps, and then I rolled for initiative for Karpov. So that's where everybody is. So, okay, good. We've got everything identified. We can go up to the Cup of Fate and see what shows up. So, somebody want to grab a chit? Number
Cossacks.
15, it's the Cossacks. The Cossacks are coming. And let's grab
I'll get
another
started
one.
on the Cossacks. Maybe I'll move down to game room 1.
Okay,
Just
it's
to
the
be out of
artillery
the
chit
noise.
after that.
Boy.
Oh, and then it's artillery after that.
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't
I'll
waste
head
any
down.
time
Probably
with
no-
that one.
Should we even bother going down in the other room at that point?
No. We'll just wait for him to do his move.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess I'll ask a rules question.
Sure.
So in Regs 30, I can't remember, does cavalry have the 3 and 5, like 5th, or is it different for reaction? The reaction zone. Heavy cav versus light cav.
I think the reaction zones are different sizes. I remember seeing something on one of the charts.
They're different between heavy and light, and I want to say they're 3 and 5, but I might be. Opportunity for heavy is 2 if I'm not mixing those two up. It's
Well,
2 and 3
opportunity is 2
respectively.
for. I thought opportunity was 2 for everybody. Oh. Yeah, opportunity is 2 for everybody, right? And so it's here on the regs chart. I guess this is page 3 of 6.
Oh, 3 of 6. All right.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're ready, heavy cavalry reaction charge is 3 hexes. Light cavalry reaction charge is 5.
It's
Okay, 3 and 5.
19.17.1 too.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you're tired,
Tired. Yep.
it's reduced. Then if you're tired, the heavy reaction charge is 2, and the light cavalry reaction charge is 3. So. Yeah, so
Is the mechanic the same in 5th edition where it's the zone is 5 hexes and then you get 5 movement points?
it went with 5th edition. It's a zone, and you have all of your movement points, as I recalled, to do the reaction charge. But with this one, I'm not sure because I haven't done anything with cavalry charges since we played. What? Since we did stuff last year at Gettysburg. So, and I don't know that I did. I might have done 1 or 2 cavalry charges just to mess around with it, the mechanic. So I don't know. Brennan would be.
No,
more
you have a
expert.
zone based on your facing, and then if the moving cavalry is charging in that zone, then you can reaction to it.
Yeah. And so but it's mechanically, so in 30, it's 30th. In 30, its zone is in hexes. Your ability to operate within the zone is in movement potential, though, right?
Yes.
And is that the same mechanic in 5th edition?
Yeah, I mean, in 5th edition and in even Premiere, right, you've got a zone that's projected out, 5 hexes, 3 hexes, whatever it is, depending on the rule set. But usually, like in 5th edition, if you reaction charge, the other guy's got to come and meet you. In Premiere, you may be able to skirt and get away before he's able to reach you. It's kind of like, they move forward a hex and you move forward a hex, and you kind of have this movement. And so it's possible that the other guy, if you're like going sideways, skirting the reaction zone, you could. I'm not sure how it works with this one, whether the cavalry you're reacting to has to move to meet you, or it carries on with its charge. I'm not sure.
You have to meet in the middle,
Oh, okay.
and the attacker or the charging person moves the extra hex if it's odd.
Oh, okay.
Did he? Is there an expected date when the game's gonna released? When you're testing right now?
For Alau,
You know?
it's probably going to come out, maybe sometime mid to late 2025. He's got the map is done, and he posted some stuff up on the Facebook page regarding the map. So, but they changed. They've made some changes with the order of battle and with the quality of the units and things like that. So, and in large part is because when the original game was published back there in the 80s, you didn't have a lot of data on what's going on. You have kind of just what the French are saying, and, you don't have a lot of other opportunities. Well, there's been so much more data that's become available, and information from different Soviet archives are now available and whatnot, and there's been more history. So the nice thing then is that now there's opportunities to figure out how to integrate that new information in with a game that's been around for almost 40 years now. And so it's the question of, so the Russian stuff, I know the Russian stuff is pretty much the same. I think the artillery is a little bit better. The French artillery got nerfed a little bit because they actually learned a lot from Eylau that made then the French did some different reforms. Napoleon did some different reforms that got the guns and everything else working a little bit better. So the French are a little bit worse in some regards. But a lot of the basics of the game are still very similar to what, if you've played it before, you can expect. So,
well, it'd be cool if he can bring it to Consim.
Well, I've got I've got the map, and I've got the the counters and everything else, scenarios and whatnot. So I know that they've made. Ed had finished a play test of the grand scenario, so I know that's done, and I know that they've made some revisions to that now. So we'll have to find out what that looks like. Because they're supposed to send me a copy of the updated stuff before we start our play test on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that game going to come with 5th edition?
It's all designed for 5th edition. So if you want to play it with Marie Louise or Regs, you can do that easily because it'll have all the command structure stuff there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of different options play-wise for the Russian command system because Benningsen is working with, I'm pretty sure Barclay de Tolly's there and Bagration's there, and he's not working well with any of them. And so as a result, you've got a lot of friction in the command structure, and therefore they've got one option where you can only use, the command points you have in the particular wings where those wing commanders are. So you've got one command point for the left, the right, and the center, and then one command point for Benningsen. Then there's a more liberal one that allows you to use those 4 command points anywhere. And then they've got some where you roll the dice randomly and stuff happens. So I'm going to find out what they had play tested and then try to do a play test that's using maybe one of the other optional command structures to kind of get a sense of how that works. So we can mess around with it and play test it with multiple options. So, but yeah, it'll work for, it's designed for 5th edition, and we're doing all the play testing using 5th edition.
Very good.
Let's see here.
Why don't you guys start taking your cavalry or artillery shots on the right?
Yeah, Rick, I guess we could do that out here on the far east. You've got
Sure.
some guns that can fire. I don't think I've got anything that's got a shot on anybody.
Yeah, I think you just have some like cav in the way.
Well, not only that, but you're just out of range, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you're out of range of most of my guns, so. But you can take some pot shots.
Yeah, I'll shoot your like cav 3 away.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 to, I don't know what, 12 or 13?
Which one is it? Is it this one?
Yeah.
It's only 3.
Well, you can combine with the guy next to him or not.
Well, you don't, he's not a,
Oh, that's right. There's no
artillery bonus.
Yeah.
So it's 12. So it's going to be 1. Well, and that guy's halved, right? So that guy is.
So I'll shoot the other guy.
That's
I mean,
yeah.
he's
So
only
So the other guy would
he
shoot.
can't fire anyway because would be 3 to 12. That's a 1 to 4 shot.
Yeah. So we'll shoot the guy under Valence.
Okay, and you're shooting at the cavalry that's up here in the center?
Straight ahead.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Roll your dice.
Nothing.
Okay.
That might be it. Napoleon already yelled at me in another one, so
I tell you, come on. You have to remind him that you are the Duke of Auerstadt.
I'm just saying you'll find me sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, you saved his bacon there at Jena. Come on.
My tummy's hurting. I don't want to command today.
Oh.
That's all I had. I didn't really have anything. Let me check my ammo. Okay, that didn't delay us at all.
That did not slow us down much. Let's see. I don't really have any guns that are in any sort of position to do much myself. So I don't know. Let's see. These guys.
You have some in the middle, don't you?
5, 6, 7.
Aren't you shooting at David?
I've got these guys over here, but I don't know if I've got any good shots. If I shoot here, it's going to get stopped by the brush, right?
Yep.
And I don't know if I got a shot. Anything else is way out here somewhere. So, no, I'm going to save my powder. So, David, I think you've got these guys here. And
Yeah.
yeah.
He got the same problem though too. He's kind of shooting over himself.
Well, in
No,
some
well, if I
cases,
go
yeah.
to the right, straight ahead, I don't. So, I mean, now I'm down to 11, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's if you're being generous, right? Because that one guy's half dead, right?
Oh, it's
7
10 and a half.
plus. Yeah, 10 and a half. I don't know. Do we round up or round down?
Round up at half.
Yeah.
Oh, they do round up? Okay, cool. Good to
At
know.
50%. You round
Okay.
up if you're 50 or higher.
Okay, cool.
Brent and I just looked at the rule earlier.
Really? Why were you doing that?
Oh, I'm playing Brennan in a Cheverdino scenario.
Yeah,
Just a little bonus.
Nice.
they've been getting their fill of stuff since what? 2.5 hours ago?
7 o'clock we started our time in the Midwest.
Nice.
All right. So let's see. Got 11. That would be one of the, all right. So that's 6. It'd be 1.5 to 1 on the cavalry, or it'd be 1 to 2 on your artillery. Let's do the 1.5 to 1 against this cavalry unit there.
How are you getting 1.5?
Isn't his
I got
defense
a lot.
8?
He's big and he's in line, but he becomes a 6. I thought
So
because,
yeah, so I'm curious, at what point does he?
Because you're at 3.5.
no, I'm at
No,
10 and a half.
Yeah, so he's got. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter whether he's got 10 and a half or not. I'm just curious because I see my fire defense is 8. For
You know what this unit here, right?
What? Do that again. Yeah, there's also one here.
And he can't shoot. He's shooting over these guys.
No, not to shoot at this.
Who are you shooting at?
he's shooting at the guy that's up here north of Semenoyovskoye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were shooting over here.
Yeah,
No.
Because you said straightforward. I thought, okay, that's the straightforward one.
Yeah, he's got his. You've got your gun set up for bar. You've got him facing the vertex.
Well, that's because they're
Okay.
in.
So go ahead and roll your dice. You got a
Or-
plus
well,
plus
either
4.
way. No, the gun is facing. Yeah, the gun's facing the vertex. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't face the vertex.
You're not allowed to. Yeah, you can't
in
face the
in
vertex.
La Bataille. So that might have been what confused. Unless they're stacked with infantry.
Right.
So
Inline unit.
yeah, don't worry about it, Dave. It's not a huge thing.
Yeah, everybody's worried about it, so I'm gonna.
I was just teasing you because that's how we have them. Last night we had them all, facing a vertex. We're used to that for the bar games. So, all right, chuck some dice. See what you get.
All right. Okay. And it's he's plus 4. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. So let's see. Dice. There's the dice.
That's going to be a miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so there's no roll through. That's at the edge of your range.
Yeah. And let's take some ammo off. You're gonna shoot those ones straight front?
Who, me? No, I'm saving my powder. Now
Actually,
these guys
where's-
over here, I
where's
might.
You're
You're not going to fire on these guns?
I'm going to fire these guns.
But you're not going to
Well,
fire at these. You're not going to fire
before
these
you
guns.
fire that guns, where's your artillery commander from there?
Remember we had the special thing where he had to go and stack with an infantry attack?
Oh,
So he's
now
over
he
there.
doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't. He's not controlling it. Okay, so those would have to fire individually now.
Yes, until I get a leader over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no point in me
Oh,
firing them.
cool. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right. So I've got this chap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I could fire at these guys here. They are what? 5 to 14. A 1 to 3. That's the best I can do. I don't know that anybody else. Everybody else is kind of covered. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's going to be a miss. All right. Now we move over to your battery, David. Down here, I don't.
Let's see what do I got left in here? He doesn't have anything, and he's not. He is 9. All right, he can't shoot. He can shoot. So I've got 3 and 9 that can shoot. Out of that, everything else is out of range. 3 and 9. That's 12.
Mm-hmm.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 we'll shoot at that guy there. 1 to 1.5 plus 6.
Well, that's going to be a hit.
Hit.
Barely.
And they just barely passed. They were feeling a little nervous there.
All right, he'll return fire with it's 5 against. Let's see. We'll do this stack here.
All right, says what, 5 to 6? That's not going to be enough.
Oh, I haven't done my ammo down here. Let me do my ammo from that last shot. Decrease. And
Whose cavalry unit is this?
Me?
Can you shoot at that unit there then?
Oh, he was shooting. Did I not have a path? I had to fire at this one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
it's
probably right.
still
Yep.
the same fire defense.
Yeah. It's fine.
Well,
Sorry.
I just did I miss something?
oh no.
Nope, you're fine. So that's okay. We got 15 against this square. That's a hit. That's 2.5 to 1. That is actually that's 2 hits.
Because what do you have? A plus something for your leader?
Yeah, Yermolov plus 5.
who's doing that?
I'll show you here and here.
Okay.
2.5 to 1. That's 2 hits.
there.
So yeah, 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 to 6 is 2.5 to 1. Yeah.
That'll be a shitty morale check for you.
Well, he'll be
Halved.
halved,
turn.
and then, well, but he
Halved
lost.
or-
But he
he's-
lost. So he's up to 3 hits, right?
Yeah, so he's halved and he halved this turn. He took more than half his losses.
Right.
this
So
turn.
he's going to have a minus 12, but then he gets a plus 6 for being in square. So he just have a minus 6 net, right?
Right. I'm just still. What was your attack factor?
It was
We've done it a
15.
couple times. 15 to 15.
15 to
several
6. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's what I was just. All right. Stunt. Oops.
Ooh, I like that. He's lost 19 increments.
And we can do boom.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like,
Don't-
please, sir, can I have another? All right, we start to move our way a little further across.
All right. We'll do this guy right
okay.
here.
Oh,
Yep.
I've got another shot. Go ahead, though.
Oh, well, go ahead. No, you're doing that.
But I have a roll through now. I think.
Oh, yeah. Because you clip a little bit of this hex.
I think so. Not enough, though, I don't think. Well, let's see. You've got 8. So that's not enough. So your defense is 6. 15. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. 15. That's 2. And well, maybe. Let's see. 2.5. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, with a
2.5.
minus 6 though,
Yeah,
it's a
probably not.
23. You'd have to have.
2.5. It's close.
Well, yeah, no, but you need a 26 or better.
Yep,
So a
gotcha.
23 ain't going to do it.
Because only.
It doesn't
only this
matter
square.
with the
Yeah, only
roll.
that square
Yeah,
roll through.
yeah. So I
Okay.
mean,
So
9 here.
where's that here? Oh. Okay.
And that's no mods. All right, so 9 to 6, 1.5 to 1. Miss.
that's a miss.
And that rolls through.
And here we go.
Yep.
Ooh, that probably is a hit. Well, maybe it's not.
It's minus 6.
But it's also plus something for the size of the unit, right?
13.
So it's a plus 6. So it's just a 34 at
On,
1 to
9 to-
1.5. No, you needed a 42. So.
Okay.
Next time you'll get him.
Mm.
All right.
All right. Now I think, David, you've got somebody up here, Marchand.
Well, I've got this guy first.
Oh, okay.
He's going to shoot over to here.
1, 2, 3,
He's
4,
got
5, 6,
6.
7.
1 to 1.
So it's a 1-to-1 with a plus 4.
Plus 3. Well, plus 7 because he's a. No, it's no greater than 9.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So 1 to 1 plus 4. All right. But no, that's not
Nope.
going to do it. And then Marchand there. Well, let's see. Wait a second.
He could fire straight ahead at that Cuirassiers. That's going to
He's
give
gonna
you, what,
fire there.
4 to 6?
Yeah.
1 to 1.5 with a plus 2.
Yeah. 1 to 1.5 plus 2.
Oh, that's a hit.
Going to be a
Any way you
hit.
slice it. Any way you slice it.
Who got hit?
Your Chevalier de Garde right there, those guys. Oh, they shrug it off.
We don't even have to look,
Just
I'm
a
sure.
just
You
a
guys are
flesh
probably
wound.
like an 11 or 12 or something.
Something like
And who
that.
shot? And who shot it?
Marchand down
This-
here.
This guy,
Yeah, he just fired right up the pike there.
Okay.
So All right, we move a little further over to the west. I don't think these guys have a shot. They're down in the trough.
No, my guys are either out of range or they don't have.
Yeah, it
they
looks
don't
like
have
stuff
the
is.
ability to fire.
Yeah, you've got your guy. This is the other thing that, like with 5th edition, if you're on a higher elevation, you can fire over the top of your other troops. So
You can't fire over your own. It specifically says that in the rules.
in 5th edition or in this, I know in this one it says it.
In this one.
Yeah. But I think in 5th edition you can fire. So like when we were playing this scenario back a few years ago with 5th edition, we had the French and the Russians down here in this trough, and you could fire over the top of your troops, and it made for it. It made for a you had this little wall of guys down in the ditch. It was like World War One.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, just 100 years earlier. You guys in the trenches. Well, I don't know, Mitch. You've got some people over on your
Yeah,
side of
we'll
the
do it.
Great Redoubt.
10 here.
Okay, so that's those guys are in the woods. Is that a 1-to-1 shot?
I'm just looking to see if I got a leader that gives me a bonus.
Well, you'd have to.
Yeah, +1. Here we go.
No, that's not enough. At 1-to-1, you got to get a 51 or better, right?
Okay.
Fire chart isn't bloody enough.
I'm assuming
Who was shooting that, Mitch?
Oh, I'm thinking about my next target.
Mitch,
No,
who did
fired?
you fire at? Yeah, who'd you fire at?
I fired at, was it,
I thought you said this guy here, yeah. And he's,
Yeah,
I think he's in the woods, right?
Maybe you were shooting at the Guard Jaegers.
nope. I'm
Nope.
shooting at these guys.
Okay.
But you were firing from what? This battery?
Mm-hmm. So now I'm thinking about where I want to shoot these guys at.
They hit the white infantry last time on the point.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do that again. We'll see what it's even worth checking. Well, that's a 40 or 41. Or
Who is your
40,
target?
yeah, 36.
Who is your target? So what are the odds?
5, 10, 10.
10. So it's a
How do you
1-to-1
get
shot.
No. How do you get 10?
2 5s?
Oh wait. Oh, I
This
thought.
one doesn't have any ammo.
Yeah.
Oh, they both don't have ammo? Okay.
No,
So just
one of
5.
them. One of them's got
Oh, they
4.
both have, 2 of them have ammo. What do you
Yeah,
mean 2
it's
of them
only
have ammo?
the one at the end doesn't have any ammo.
So,
No,
Weird.
this one.
It highlighted the middle one as having no ammo too.
Okay, this doesn't have, and the one that's split between the two doesn't have any ammo. The only one's got ammo is this guy.
No, this one right here. I'm
the middle one has
saying he's got
4, and the
4.
one on the bottom has 3.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
then what?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Even then, you'd need to have a better plus. Not quite there yet.
And you need to mark your ammo back on these.
give
guys.
me a second, okay?
All
a second.
right. We move over to over here. I don't know what we've got. We've got some horse guns over
range.
here. I don't know if they've got any
No
shots at
range on
anything.
it.
Okay. Then we got stuff over here.
Yeah, I've got 3 that can fire. This will fire at the church again, 9 to 12. So was that 1 to 1.5 with a +2? 46, 52. No, that's probably not good enough.
At 1 to 1.5. No, you need a 55 or better.
Okay.
All right. We've got some guns down here with Lauriston. I don't know if they've got any shots at anybody. They've got a pretty narrow window since there's troops in the way.
Where's that? Oh,
This
These
battery
guys.
that's down here.
This battery's at 0 now. I don't think they have any targets, do they?
It doesn't look like it. All right, we're over to you then.
And then I got Chastel here, but
Oh, okay.
he doesn't have a target on that one because these guys are blocking, right?
Right.
Yep.
You can't shoot curveballs at you.
You can just roll them down the hill.
Yeah.
There
Or
you
better
go.
yet, just roll your guns down the hill. What was that?
probably
At
would have a greater effect.
That's right. All right.
Battle of Chattanooga or something? Weren't the Confederates rolling their guns down the hill to stop the Union?
I haven't heard that one. One of the two batteries, the position batteries, can bear on Chastel, so it's a 1 to 2. I couldn't tell if that went through. All right, here we go. Miss.
Nope.
I had other shots there, but I messed them up with the Cossacks getting in the way, so that was a drag. Something just disappeared. I better undo it.
Oh, yeah, some guns disappeared.
That's okay.
Yeah, let them go. They blew up. They rolled them down the hill. Yeah, that's about it for targets, I think.
There you go. Roll them down the hill with lung fuses.
Let's see. We've got somebody in the chat who will know. Okay, at which American Civil War battle? So this is for you,
These
Jeff.
guys have a shot on Grouchy.
Which American Civil War?
Who does?
No, these guys back here.
Yeah, they just fired. They missed.
Oh, they fired.
Did the
okay.
Confederates? Did the Confederates?
I thought you were shooting these guys.
No, I think we're all done.
Roll logs, shells, and eventually their own guns down the hill. And I think it was in Tennessee. And I want to say Chattanooga something. It's the Union is marching up, and they're going up this really steep slope, and the Confederates couldn't depress their guns enough, and finally, just out of desperation, they just were rolling it down. Okay, well, here we have, so 2nd Manassas, they threw rocks down the hill from the railroad cut. All right, I knew Jeff would know this. All right, but I'm pretty sure there was something. I remember seeing, when I was a kid, we had the Time Life, American Civil War, that big book. And it had all kinds of great pictures in it and everything else. And I remember...
You talking about Lookout Mountain, Eric?
Could be, yes, that could be it. Was that in Tennessee or Missionary Ridge or Lookout? Yep, Chattanooga. Okay.
Yeah.
My recall ability is not as bad as I thought it was.
Battle of the Clouds.
Yep. Okay, Missionary Ridge or Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga. All right, good. Well, we're not at that point yet here. We're not, things aren't that steep on our slopes. Have we got all our shooting done then?
I should have rolled my guns at the Cossacks before they got over.
Well, at least Grouchy got away, so he can...
You did, actually. You frightened that other group into not charging. And as a result, it blocked about 3 other good artillery shots that I had. I'm so depressed.
All right, so back up to the cup. Let's grab a chit. I'll go grab one here and see what we get. It's number 5 for the French. I'm not sure where that is. And we'll grab another one. Number 12 for the French. I don't know where that one is.
If it's Dave?
Number 12. That is, number 11 is Guillaume. Number 12 is Pajol.
12 is Pajol. All right.
Hey,
What is
okay.
Pajol gonna do?
Dave, when you're finished with Pajol, can we meet in French HQ for a second? Or do you want to meet first and go to Pajol?
Yeah, we'll meet for a second. Yeah.
Rob, the answer is yes. Charge into Borodino. That's the answer.
What are Napoleon's orders today?
Lookout Mountain. I've actually been to Lookout Mountain, and that is an incredibly steep area. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, just the fortitude that those guys would have had to try to scale up those slopes and whatnot. It's kind of crazy thinking about all of that stuff. So nowadays, you would just bomb it from the air, strafe it, or send drones in or something like that. Or you'd have artillery, 2 miles away, whatever, shelling it to pieces. So,
Or a HIMARS from 200 miles.
yeah. So,
With cluster munitions.
yeah. Well, that was always the running joke. What do we do with a B-17 at Waterloo?
One MG42 and the game is over.
Yeah. So, well, and what was funny was in one of the, let's see, Jeff says, I believe it was Missionary Ridge because the Rebs gave up Lookout before the fight got too involved. Yeah, so it was probably Missionary Ridge where they were rolling stuff down to try to slow down the Union. But yeah, they put together for, I think it was a magazine or was a special thing, whatever, where you had Alexander the Great's army at Waterloo. And so instead of the French versus the British at Waterloo, it's Alexander the Great's phalanxes against the British at Waterloo. So apparently, from what Ed Wimble said, it's an interesting mix, mashup there because most of the Thin Red Line doesn't hold up too well when it comes to guys with pikes pushing through them. But I've never seen a copy of the counter and the rules and whatever else.
You did watch the movie Zulu, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zulu and Zulu Dawn. So, yeah, that gives you some idea of what happens when enough dedicated people with spears and swords get on top of you. And of course, Alexander's got the companion cavalry and whatever else, which is pretty spectacular. Just don't have any artillery. I don't know but he would have had archers. I think it had archers and phalanxes and cavalry.
Elephants.
Alexander didn't have elephants.
Is there another Hollywood movie about Isanwana?
Well,
or that Zulu Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, that Zulu Dawn is the one there that's got, who is it? Peter O'Toole plays whatever the British general is that splits his forces up and marches off one way while everybody else gets slaughtered the other side of the hill. So, of course, when you said, is there another one? I'm just like, oh yeah, Monty Python's Meaning of Life. Don't they have a scene where the Zulus are attacking and the British are all running around and the officers are trying to make tea and figure out how one of their fellow officers' leg got carried off by a tiger. So
a tiger in Africa.
Exactly. There you go. I'm glad I'm not the only one who remembered that. So
Yep.
There's a guy that he runs HGMS Midwest, and he goes to a game convention that I go to every year, and he loves to run Middle Earth themed war games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tabletop miniature war games, and sometimes they use stuff out of the Silmarillion or what have you. But he has this one that he's known for. It's called Orcs Drift rather than Rorks Drift, and he uses the GW really, really well professionally painted GW Lord of the Rings miniatures with like I think it's the elves that are playing, the British and
right.
all of these really cool painted orcs and whatnot. These Urukai, it's really it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Let's see. Jeff has a correction. He says, I stand corrected. It was the first Manassas on Henry House Hill that they were throwing rocks down at the enemy. So he says, considering I live 30 minutes from there, you would think I would know that. So
Wow.
yeah,
I don't remember that hill being that steep.
I don't know either. But when it comes to Civil War stuff, I tend to favor whatever Jeff says. He plays a boatload of those American Civil War games. So I wanted to try to get into the Battles of the American Civil War series. What is that? GBACW?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great Battles of the American Civil War. So I've got a bunch of friends who play those, but just haven't had the occasion to do it yet. So eventually.
Hey, Brennan, as a guy that lives in the DC area, have you made your way down to Manassas?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
Oh, Jeff says
What-
they
what
pushed
is
their
the-
cannons down the hill at First Manassas, not rocks.
Oh,
So it was
that
rocks
would-
it was rocks at the railroad cut, and pushing their cannons down the hill at First Manassas. Okay.
Brendan, do you have any thoughts about that statue of Stonewall Jackson that's there?
There stands Jackson like a stone wall. Rally
Anything in
behind the
particular
Virginia.
stand out about that statue to you?
You know, I'm not sure I really looked at it. I was looking at the cannons and the house, Henry House, and the slope, but I didn't think I looked at the statues.
I am convinced that the sculptor on that was a closet Nazi. Stonewall Jackson and his horse look like something that WWE superstars aspire to look like. It is unbelievable how ripped both Stonewall and his horse are in those statues. It's Aryan Superman right there.
Wow. I had a lovely experience at the New Market battlefield, which is off to the west in the Shenandoah Valley. It's not far from the Virginia Military Institute, and it's right off the highway. It goes by there, Route 81, I guess. And it was a fairly small battle, mid-late war, but there's a place where the Union artillery had rolled up a battery on a little bit of a knoll with a view down over the field. And so it was a good place to go to observe the battlefield and just kind of understand what the movements were. But I was standing next to a Union Parrott rifle that had been put at the on that knoll to show where the Union cannons were. And I was standing there and I heard, peep. I thought there must be a mouse nest underfoot. So I, under the wheel or something. So I bent down to look in the grass. What is this? Is somebody? And I put my ear next to the muzzle of the cannon, and the beep, beep, beep got louder and louder. And I looked down the barrel, and way back at the back of the barrel was a little bird's nest with the baby birds going, feed me, feed me. It was so cute. It was like right out of where have all the flowers gone kind of thing. There was the cannon with the bird's nest 150 years later back at the back of it. It's like, that's what should happen to all of them.
There you go. Well, with our ALAU playtesting, we've had the equivalent of that except snow. So we'll get a turn of snow, and then it'll clear, and then it's like, okay, finally my Russian guns can fire, and I'm rolling 11s and 12s and 13s. I'm just like, oh, the muzzles are all full of snow. And then the whole thing happens all over again. Then it's snow the next turn, and then it clears.
Yep.
Just like, oh. So my poor big Russian guns at ALAU have not done too much damage.
Silent.
Yeah, well,
gang is back
apparently
here.
from what Ed said with his play test, he's like the same thing. It was like almost every other turn they had snow. So like, I think he said out of a typical hour, you might have one turn of clear, and then it's snow or something else all the rest of the time. So, yeah.
The gang came back.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'll move.
Looks like Dave's moving too.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out who, this is, figuring out who belongs to who there.
Okay, so I'm going to, for the artillery piece that's 0 here under I don't even know the on Hurard. I'm going to roll for him to limber.
Bob, there's now 2 of those that are at 0.
Yeah, but the other one's part of Brucier, so I can't.
Oh, I
'cause
see.
it's
Yeah, right.
Brucier. Yeah.
Yep.
So, where's those guns? That's these ones. So they're 1 increment. We're horse. So that's what they limber on anything but
Probably automatic with the leader.
with a leader.
Yeah, you can hit Control V if you want to see it. That's almost certainly.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Control V.
Yeah.
Brennan,
Hey.
real quick question. Can 2 cavalry units go into skirmish order together? As
No,
long as they're less than,
no, that's what cavalry
on-
units per hex.
well, because in the chart it says 3 increments under cavalry.
Never looked. I think the general rule is 1 unit. It's not. It's 1 regiment. It's not per.
Okay.
Even a 1 increment unit occupies both hexes.
Because in it's because it's
Yeah, I mean,
cavalry.
I know
Free
what. Yeah,
skirmish.
because I'm looking at there on the stacking chart. But yeah, you would have. I mean, unless there's something's different in all the other rule sets, as Brennan said, even if it's just one increment or 2 increments.
Well, if it's 1 increment, it's still in 2 hexes. I know that.
Correct,
But
yeah.
because I've got these 2 little ones,
Right.
You stack them up is the question.
and it'd be a total of 4 increments, but it'd be
2 units.
So that. But
My
yeah,
general sense is probably no.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they could stack if they weren't in skirmish. So why wouldn't they be able to stack if they were in skirmish?
Okay, cool. Can infantry units stack up? What if you've got an infantry unit that's 5 increments and another one that's 4? They're both light infantry battalions. Can those guys stack and establish a large, thick skirmish line?
That's a good question.
In original 3rd edition, you could. It wasn't limited by stacking. You just stack them up to the increments, and if you overstack, that was fine too.
Yeah.
They don't. I think it'd be fine to use it that way if we want.
I'll direct you to page 17, left column, 3rd bullet point from the bottom. Units in skirmish order may not stack with any other combat units which are not themselves in skirmish order.
Right.
Okay, so
So
that's,
yeah, that's-
yeah, so that sounds like then as
Sounds
long
like you
as
can
they're
do it,
in
yeah.
skirmish
Cool.
order, you could
can
have
do it.
yeah.
Great. That's wonderful. Cool.
Does our
More flexibility.
artillery have to have a leader in order to resupply? Does it have to be stacked with a leader?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Just 5 hexes from a road.
Okay.
Bob, also for your info, as you know, the Leckie division is a combined division. So it has that artillery group. It also has infantry in it, and it has some cavalry units like Trier belongs to Leckie. So you could move those green cav units if you felt like it.
Oh, that's true.
That's one of these very fun combined MUs.
Right. No, I'll hold off and leave the cavalry there for right now.
Yep. Just letting you know, it's a useful MU when you do use it, if you happen to want infantry and cavalry together.
Together. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm finished with 12.
Okay, and Robert, are you still working on number 5?
No, I finished.
Okay, good. We can go back up to the cup then. Let me grab another couple of chits here. It is Russian number 1 and French number 3. Rick, that's one of your cavalry. Let's go down to game room 1.
All right.
All right. Which one is number 3? Is that?
I do not know. It's the bottom guy.
So that
So
is Latour Malberg.
let's see.
Let's see, Latour Malberg. He's got he's got Rosniaks, Turnos, Lancers, and Lorges, heavy German cavalry, it looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
So those 2 brigades.
I'll do large first. Rosniak, he's the corps commander.
He's not the corps commander. He is Lorge is the commander for the heavies,
Yeah.
right? And
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what's Rosniak's.
Rosniak he's the divisional commander, and he's got these 2 guns, and then Turno's. Where's Turno? Turno's underneath him. These 3 guys that are part of Turno's brigade. So it's basically 3 cavalry units and 2 sets of horse guns.
Just move up there.
So those guys were out of command, right? So they'll move during
They
the
weren't
regroup
anymore,
phase.
right?
No, they
Oh.
were. They were out of
way
command
over
at the
here.
beginning. Yeah, they were over here. So we moved these guys up, and they got within command range, but those guys were still out of command.
I think one of them was in range. I don't remember which.
Yeah, one of them. This guy was, but this one here's
Yeah,
got the
okay.
OOC marker on it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and he was actually, because Resnick was here, so it was 1, 2, 3. This guy was here, and this guy was there.
Oh, they're over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were trying to make a beeline up towards where you were, because we did the regroup those weeks that you were absent.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking out for you there.
I appreciate it. You're the best.
Yeah. Which one's 3? Now it's Latour Malberg, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I need to move him, right? Because I don't move him with the leaders.
No, Latour Malberg would move now. So what hex are you putting them in?
I haven't figured that out yet. Putting those guys, restacking them. Where am I gonna put them? They have to be within 6 of them.
Yeah, he's got to be within. Well, he's got to be within 6 of Lorge and Resnick, right?
Right.
And then he needs to be stacked with with Marat, right? To get his
so
activation.
I'll move
Right?
him there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Cool.
done.
All right.
What?
What?
Back over to our cup.
What?
What were you gonna say, David?
Before just, I'm curious what you did.
I moved them because they're in the
Moved 'em.
back of everything. So I moved them over to get out of the way.
All right. So you moved these.
Yeah.
That's your.
That's Turno's group here. They were in command.
All right.
He moved
No,
those guns
everybody's
up.
competitive.
Yeah.
The guns
and-
up. Okay.
Yeah.
And I moved the heavies from, this area over to here. Oops.
Yeah, so right now, everybody, these Lorge is in command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These guys are in command. So yeah, you've got everybody where they need to be in command.
Napoleon probably wants to talk to me privately. He's so upset.
Is Napoleon?
I'm looking. All right. All right. Yeah, let me talk to you for a second.
Sure, I'll go to a different room. Rick, you.
We'll go to HQ. Whatever.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we're fine.
I'll
Eric,
go
it's
up
fine.
to the
We're
lobby.
not going to change my move. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know that you could do anything different. That's the only thing.
There's one thing I've got.
Oh, he's got ideas. There you go. All right, what's going on with you guys?
I'm finishing up an artillery move, and then I have to move the cavalry.
Okay.
I got a question. If artillery moves from one hex to another, can that whole hex change its orientation?
Generally, yes, if it's like prolonging or whatever.
Yes, but my question is, like with this stack here with Broussier, he's out of command. Is that artillery unit allowed to I prolong from here to here? Are they allowed to reorient themselves when they move in, or they
Probably not, because they're moving in different MUs, and that guy, you can move to the top of the stack, but you can't reorient, I think.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
What's the
I mean,
question?
usually with a prolong, you can move. You can move, but you can't change your orientation. So you can either change your orientation, or you can move a hex, keeping the same orientation. I know that's at least the case with some of the other rule sets. I don't know if that's the case with Regs 30. But I know in some of the other rule sets, you can do one or the other, but you can't prolong and change your orientation. So, but maybe it's different with this one. Do you know of anything, Mitch?
Prolonging, you can prolong any direction, but you can't. I don't think you can change facing.
It has to be clear hexes too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clear to clear and slopes. Slopes are not included in that.
Yeah, in some of the rule sets, slopes you can prolong across slope hex sides, but here it's if it ain't flat, if it's not a bowling, if it's not a billiard table, no dice.
No dice.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the rules under the prolong that stipulates that you can't change your
I'm
facing.
moving cavalry. Finish
Unless
with the
it's
artillery,
somewhere
moving
else, yeah.
cavalry now.
Okay.
I'm going to do one little thought about the artillery there first, and then probably finish up.
Cancel
Hey,
away.
hey guys,
Yeah.
any change, or is it?
Nah,
All right. Yeah, nah, we're coming back.
I'm
Okay.
resisting him.
you just remind him that you are his best
I
general.
wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I'm
All
sure. I'm sure you would have preferred to get your other draw first, right? Because then you could have maybe cleared the way or something. That's always the problem with the chit pull.
No. It's more of whether there's a necessity, and I'm not worried about you doing anything about it. It's whether there's a necessity to keep flanking lancers in the brush on the flank
Well,
versus
at the
shifting
moment,
that out
yeah.
and getting light cavalry over there that aren't lancers is really what's coming down to.
Oh yeah. Well,
And in
yeah,
hindsight, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, my guys are out of command, so they can't charge anyway, right? So unlike,
Well, we're in brush, we can't charge anyways.
yeah,
but
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So if I had the skirmishers over there and the lancers out in the open, then at least they are doing their jobs.
Yes. The lancers are better out in the open, and then your hussars are better off out there
Right.
skirmishing. So
Yeah.
okay.
So it's whether I wanted to start reorganizing that now or later, and I'm asking to delay for a turn because I don't want to figure it out. Is what it comes down to.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
we'll head back
I'll
up.
go back up and see what Brennan is up to.
All right.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your best Robert impression?
Rick's
Rick?
back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
go
can
ahead.
tell.
Your facing question, the answer, the definitive answer is in 9.2.
9.2.
Are you using a AI interface to find stuff?
If you keep the I and remove the A and then pluralize it, yes. That's how I found it.
Ouch.
Yeah, because
What was that AI again? Eric, that you used?
what was that one, Robert, that you turned me on to? It was some sort of Google thing, right?
Oh, Notebook?
Yeah, Notebook.
Cool.
LM or whatever it was.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I might.
You can oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through right now with that game we're going to play on Saturday, that ALAW one, and try to sort stuff out. So I'm in the process of trying to design and put together a sequence of play card deck. So we have everything like, okay, tired cavalry, here's what's going on, or here's, cavalry evasion or fire or whatnot. So kind of have everything on a simple card to look it up real quick. But I was combing through it, the old-fashioned way, and I'm like, oh, I should I've got a PDF of it. I should just load it in that thing and then just type in the keyword. So, or maybe even just ask the stupid thing to do a sequence of play cards. I could load my existing sequence of play cards, couldn't I? And say, could I load it and say, please create a sequence of play cards using these rules? Would it do it, Rob?
That are similar to this?
Yeah.
You could. You'd have to work on the instructions to make sure that you're incredibly clear on, and it has to all be text, right? Your cards are text.
Yeah, they are text. So I'd have to take them in a different format. Right now they are in like PowerPoint, which is because that way I've got them front and back. But yeah,
Might be best
I
to
can mess
start off
around
with
with it.
text,
Yeah.
and then you could be specific with the instructions and telling it to basically you have these rules, and examine the cards and give me a replacement text based on those rules for those cards. See what it does.
Okay. That
It
could be
might
fun.
be amazing. It might be amazing, or it might be heart-wrenching. You never know with that.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true.
Speaking of
here
those
we go.
rules.
Yeah.
Speaking of those rules, I'm going to try to get through as much as I can, but I got my classes started a week from tomorrow, so I got that too. So
okay, well,
I'll
don't
try to
worry
get
about it.
through.
I'm going to kind of brush up on it pretty well, and we're just going to play the introductory scenario. And I thought I'd have you play the Russians, so you're on the defense. So that should probably work out a little bit easier for you.
Okay.
So, looks like Brendan's got a charge going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what are you up to?
This Lancer here moved through this hex and this hex. This infantry could conceivably form square when I'm here.
Oh, there's nothing there except leaders.
Right, but the cavalry was moving through it, sidestepping through it.
Okay. So, and where did you start with these guys?
It was back here. Back here.
Okay, so you went down into the valley and then up the steep slope, or up
Around here and through here.
Okay. And it's like cav.
Like cav lancers? Like cav lancers?
I don't think I would have a line of sight to do that.
Did you go?
Yeah, so when he was over here, when he was moving into that hex before he declared the charge, right?
Yeah.
Then you would have seen him, because you can see out through all hex sides. It's not just like seeing out through your front hex side.
He's actually in two hexes like that.
He's two hexes. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not in general order though, right? I'm in line.
Yeah, you're in line. Yeah. So you could see out through your ear. Somebody's looking out that way saying there's cavalry over there, and then you could either opt to form square or not.
Well, seeing that I don't have a facing toward that cavalry.
If he attacks you in the rear, you'll know when he gets within two hexes and he has to declare the target, right? Or whether he declares you the target or not.
So I'm back here, right? But I'm gonna go here and declare a charge. So when if I then charge them, I'll be coming back at you. You'll get another chance at it. When they're two hexes away, if they're charging you, you won't see them. So you're going to have a choice now on the move or later on a possible charge.
Okay, I'll try to form square. That would be at a range of what, 3?
3 hexes.
It's Lancers, which has some modifiers.
Not if you haven't declared a charge. I don't think it has a modifier.
If Lancers are moving, I think.
It says if cavalry stack contains Lancers +6.
Because you're doing it during the movement phase, so it's Lancers threatening.
Right, so you basically would just add 6 to whatever you rolled. At 3 hexes for the French, you'd want to roll basically anything under a 51 or less, you'll be okay. 51 or lower. Less? Yeah, 51 or lower, you'll be okay. 35, so they form square.
As you form square, the infantry around you fires opportunity fire. They have 36 have, right? 18 versus 7, 2-1.
Well,
Two and
it's
a
not.
half-
It's
two
not
and a half to
7.
one.
Oh, you're right, because he's getting hit.
2.5 to
with
1.
nine.
2.5 to 1. It's a hit from the infantry around you.
They've taken
Well, now he
half.
can't go into square.
Now he can't go into the square. So.
Yeah, because he's got fewer than 3 increments.
All right. So I have to make a morale check with a
-6.
-6, but also
And there's
my
also
morale
level 1 or something.
Oh,
Level
yeah.
two.
Yeah, so -9.
-9.
Oh, they're
Not
going to
very
disorder.
disordered.
Yeah, right. This cavalry will move here, facing that way. It will move here, facing that way. And then it will move. It actually moved through this guy's zone of control. That's probably not a good move. Let me move somebody else. Hang on.
Well, he's got 3 increments, so he'd
Be
be
1 to
shooting
2,
each
but
at.
yeah, be 1 to 2. Oh no, 1 to 3. Be 1 to 3 attack. 1 to 3 plus 3. Maybe I'll move this guy, which won't have the plus. Right. They will go.
So, Robert, you get 1 shot as he goes from there to there.
At 1 to 3?
Yeah, 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
You're kind of odds.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they'll do it again. Going here. So now you shoot again. Shooting while I'm here.
Oh, close, but no cigar.
And that's why I moved
You
that
use the other
regiment,
one.
not the other one. Okay. Now they'll charge. Okay. Let's see who else is up here.
I'm going to go grab another chit, guys, and see what we come up with. It's French number 8.
Doesn't that 63 hit though?
At
1 to
1 to
3?
3?
1 to 3, probably not.
No, you need to.
65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost an increment, so he doesn't get the +3. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know who number 8 is.
Number 8, that's Nay.
Okay, I'll showing you down in game room 1, David.
All right, let's see. Who does what? Who does what?
Yep. Pick a division or a brigade you're going to start with, I guess.
I'm just looking up something real quick. So, all right. So let's see what order to go through here.
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. All right, those are still out of command. And then a little here to see things a little better. Okay. All right, so let's let's he is control V is 1 through 5. He's got a commander, artillery. Okay, so he's automatic. All right. So he he's going. I'm doing Marchand here.
Okay.
So he's got that. He's got that. That's a skirmisher for him, right?
Yeah, but I think he's only got what, like one
One
increment left or
increment
something.
left.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest of the guys that belong to his unit are over here, but I think they're out of command, right? Because you can't trace through that guy, you can't trace through that guy, you can't trace through that guy. So these two are out of command because your leader's over here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Two, three. But he's okay.
probably a good move. Shelter those guys from a potential artillery attack while they're moving up through the brush.
Yeah. All right, so the marchands should be done. Let's see. So he will be. So the artillery's already fired.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all right. So he's going to be able to move before. All right, as long as I give him a space to move. One, two. So he's the 93rd. He's the 4th. He's the 15th. He's. All right, so now I'm working on the 11th here.
Okay, with Razut or Razu.
And the first thing I'm going to do with it is this guy here, he's changing his stacking order.
Oh, okay. I don't think that triggers
It doesn't.
anything. Yeah.
Nope. Oops. All right. Do that. All right, so do I need anything else here to worry about stacking order? No, everybody else looks pretty good. The 4th, these are the 90, those are 2, the 93rd. There. This one, where do I want him to go? Oh, wait, okay. Before I move the 11th, and it really doesn't affect anybody here. Behrman's cavalry. I want to do something. Well, they're exhausted. Oh. Yeah, I'm just going to keep them right there then.
Well, they can't be shot at conveniently there.
And they can't be charged by cavalry there.
Well, any cavalry that charge them, they could outrun them, right? They got a movement
Well,
of. Oh no, they can't because they're
can't
exhausted.
even charge down that, but they can't charge down that
Oh, you can't
slope.
charge down the slope. Yeah.
But that's 8 movement points, and they only have 5, even if
Yeah.
it was light cavalry up there, you know. So yeah, so I'm just going to keep them there for right now. I think okay, so that moves. Um, so now I want to make a way for.
So are you done with the 11th, or are you still working?
No, I need to move this guy here because he doesn't want to be there. So that's all right. That's probably as good as anything right there. And this guy is going to move up to where Rezoot would be. Okay. Don't think anybody can. All right. Take some targets away.
Well, and I think this guy was out of command, but I don't know that it makes a difference.
No, Rezoot was right here.
No, but you can't trace command through that unit, right? So it would be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So that guy, is out of command, but during the regroup phase, you'll be able to reorder him, right? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So before anything gets fired again, right? Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So
you want me to undo him or?
I don't think it's going to make a difference. Do you?
Yeah. If it does, I'm aware of it. So.
Yeah. But I mean, I
Like
thought
if he decides to charge my square or something like that, or.
well, it's not going to matter because you still have the other guy's going to. I mean, well, I guess for the purposes of the morale check, right?
Yeah, it could. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't
All
know
right.
the rules. But
Easiest is for me. You were correct. I wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
the blocking unit there. We will put him back to where he was, and then we don't have a question with it.
there we go.
And I'll just have to remember to do it during the regroup.
Yeah, I'll put a little OOC label on them,
Okay.
and that way then, or you could put a out of command marker on top if you want that instead.
Yeah, no, I like the labels personally, but
Yeah.
We got enough. Okay. So,
There's enough things to look at on this map.
so
All right, so we're done with the 11th division. Moving on to the 10th division, or
let's see here. 10th division.
that is Leroux.
Is this part of that? No, he's part of the.
He's the 10th Hussars. He's with the 2nd Division of the
Right.
Light Cavalry. I think he's with this guy who took over for whoever got shot off his horse. Right, so I think he's part of this guy's command.
All right. Okay. Then this guy, that on Patrol's move, that guy.
Yeah. No, that's fine. No worries, David.
Actually, let's put it. Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep him there. I was thinking he was actually part of the 3rd here.
No, because I think that guy's part of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So for Mortier, it's got 1, 2, those 3 are his boys.
Let's see. All right, so 10th. Actually, I might want to do something with my artillery. Let's see here.
So I added a label here to this guy so that you know that he's filling in for the
Ah,
16th Division.
Actually, I should put labels on all my. I do have some. Yeah, I should put labels on my light cavalry there. I'll do that at another time here.
Yeah, or you
During
use what Mitch has. I don't know if you've got his module or not, but he added these little
yeah,
flags. So
yeah.
that
I
could be
don't
handy
like those.
too.
I'm not crazy about the flags, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got infantry and skirmish out there. We've got other infantry. All right, so 2, 3. Let's see what was this. 7, 8, 9, 10. Does have. I don't think there's a breakdown for the Portuguese, right?
I don't remember seeing anything for them. I don't think
Yep.
they
Nope. They're
did.
just they're that they're
Yep,
they don't
yep. They're
break
just a
down. They're
big,
just a
big
9/8.
regiment. Yep.
Big old regiment there. Okay. All right. All right. Let's figure out what I want to do with my guns here.
Limber them up and take them back to Paris.
That sounds like a good idea. All right.
Well, what's really sad, I think I read in one of the books, I think it was Swords Around a Throne. They were talking about how after the Russian campaign, there were so many French cuirasses that had been abandoned that the Russians were able to not only put cuirasses on all their guys, but gave a whole bunch to the Prussians. I was just like, oh my gosh, if you're not going to be wearing a steel cuirass in the freezing temperatures as you're fleeing Russia. So there are probably wagon loads of those things that got left behind.
All right. So I'm adding
Yep. No, I saw that guy.
artillery
Yeah.
commanders there to him. Let's see. He's already got one. He's got that. He's got that. And oh, I need to do that too. Okay. Save there.
So
9-pounder is going to prolong over to where Ney is, right here.
okay. Now I didn't see a ammunition thing with him. Has he got this?
Oh,
Is he
yeah,
also a 7 or?
He hasn't fired because he's only a 9 range.
Oh, okay. I was curious. So okay, so he hasn't taken a pot shot yet.
Right. They actually were pulled in and were on top just to absorb hits. I happened to on the 12-pounder. So.
Right.
Okay.
It's not a bad strategy. I can't do the same thing. My Russian guns are so big and fat.
Well, once I take an increment.
Yeah, once you knock a couple off, then it's easy. But then I'd rather you just wipe them out, and then they show up in the mix again, right? As long as they don't blow up, right? They'll show back up again potentially.
That's okay. So this guy's got to limber.
I think he does it automatically, right? Isn't that a
He may.
guard
I
gun?
haven't.
And he's got a leader there with
Probably.
a +1. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to be
Be
fine. Yeah.
at the 1 through 5 with the leader. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, so,
It goes without saying.
all right. So, all right. So, actually, yeah, he can do that. I mean, these. All right. So these are attached to Nay.
Yeah, you could move them, I guess, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right?
Technically, I probably need an officer on each one, but which
Well,
we
if
can
we're
do.
considering them core assets, right? In most of the
Yeah.
game systems, if they're within range of the core and the core is active,
Yeah.
you could move them. So
Yeah.
I'm
they are
going to give
definitely
you
core
some
assets.
discretion. So
Okay. All right. So we've got. Did lose one of those, didn't we? Oh. Shame. All right. We'll put. Well,
it's all right. I think that battery's done
here,
fairly well. It's done some damage to the Russians.
here, and then this one. Okay. So he's there, and he's there. So he flips, and he that, and. Need to take it. Yeah, I've got his ammo. All right. And all right, so this is a that 12. He's prolonging to here.
Stack the blasted guy on top.
Yeah.
Hey, they're Westphalians. You're not going to cry when they get blown up. I mean, I don't think we can hit you, though, right? You pulled back. So.
Oops. So BA's the big. Right. So. This one's gonna be consolidate into that. And all right. And we'll put some Reese on him. Let's see. Sam Maurice is not a grand battery commander in this game, right?
No. I think
he is in Linique.
Yeah. So I think in this one you've got Lauriston, Drouot, Saubier, and Napoleon. Yeah. So those are your 4.
And if I ever get
Yeah, and I think Saint Maurice is a leader of special ability at Dresden as well.
Okay,
just put him over there. Just in case.
Oh, there was a channel we could have charged through and got Napoleon. That was our big plan.
That's the big plan.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
sure those Fusilier Grenadiers would have failed in route check. Given up Napoleon.
Yeah, it just might have.
Yep. All we need to do is roll a 66.
Who's that other Bordelais? Who's he? He's a young
I
guard.
think he's
Okay,
he's one of the young
guard.
guard leaders, brigade
Okay.
leaders. Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's roll 10, 10. Got that. We got that. This guy, why is he in column?
Oh, because he was disordered.
Oh, and yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He's back in column. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll put him. Do I want it in that? Yeah, we'll put him in square. That's better. Or that he can. Yeah. He'll see anything coming if it's going to be a square.
Yeah.
And the squares, anything that's going to try and, well, do that too. Let's make them a little less tempting of a target. Oh, this guy's only got one increment left.
Yeah, this guy here. Yeah. But didn't you have this guy stacked on top of him, or did he? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, I don't think so,
okay.
but I can check the, nope, he was there. He just
Okay.
kind of gotten himself shot up there.
Yeah, all that ricochet has come pouring through and
yeah.
hitting him, I guess.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, he's basically going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going back here and he's going to go 6. Excuse me, he has to go into column. There. You would be facing something like that.
Now he's a real tempting target.
Right. With nothing that could even remotely get to him. But hey.
That's our space laser, satellite laser we're going to hit him with.
Okay. Yep, that looks. Oh, he taken. I think that just about does him. Is there a spare 8? Yeah, there's a spare ADC right under Nay. Let's see. We'll put him on this other gun. Since those are core guns.
Well, they are.
Well,
they belong to the 11th Division, yeah.
Right, but they're if with a I know with them if they're in range of Nay, then they'll with an officer
Yeah. You could move them independently of the 11th Division if you wanted to, I guess.
Right. So.
Cool.
Okay, I think that will about do it.
Okay, and then you've got the last one was this cavalry brigade over here with, is that Morier?
I think I want to do anything with him.
Okay. It's probably a wise thing to do.
Happy with where they are there and
covering any potential cavalry charges that we might send your way.
Right.
Cool. All right, we can go and see what's going on with the rest of the gang. I think Brennan had a bunch of cavalry charges, so can find out what happened with all that.
You can
Looks like 3 shots to me.
yeah, he's gonna go up through here. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be 3 shots in any case. So you get 1 to 3 shots, or he could just like hang down there, unless it's important for some reason to get the heck out of there. It may be relatively important to get the heck out of there. Let's see.
Does he
What if you
have
just
1 to
left
3
him at-
shots?
what
If
if
he's
what if you
disordered,
just-
isn't he halved?
Yeah,
What
So
if
it
you
would
just
be
left him?
3
Is there
halved
some
is
reason
1
you
and a
need to get him out
half.
of the way?
it's 2, probably 2 rounds up to even number.
Oh, okay.
2 versus 6. Say again, Mitch.
What about just leaving him in the original hex and just turning him around so he's facing the right direction?
Yeah, I'm trying to get infantry or other
Through that
cavalry
hole?
to come in
Okay.
and through the hole. I'm trying to make
Gotcha.
space.
That's what I was
It
thinking.
may not necessarily be the optimum move, but it's worth a try. Okay, so they'll go over here like this. They're tired. Okay, sorry, that was, cav charges always take a long time. That's done with this MU.
Okay, cool. We finished with ours over on our side of the map. So we can go back to the cup. Let me clear this up here and let me grab another chit. It's the regroup chit. Any regroups, this is the time to do your regrouping.
Yeah, a certain amount of that.
Yep. All right.
If they move in command before their chit is pulled, can they then move during the chit pull?
No.
No. Okay.
So Brandon, look at 19.2.7.1, and that's the one where I was like, I don't know. And it's regroup chit, you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
19.271.
19.2.7.1, yeah.
Yeah, that was like multiple charges against one target. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so probably all of that stuff was done not by the blue guy. It was done by the red guy. Net result totally the same, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Regroup.
Where's that? 1, 2, 3.
All right. Let's see. And then I'll try to limber this artillery that's here. Broussier.
The
So,
Broussier artillery.
Yeah. It's Paid, so it's what? I have to look.
Anything but a 6. Like you can hit Control V and see.
Oh, I keep forgetting that Control V thing. One through 4. Okay, they do it. Three, 4, 5. Can they stack with Leitchi? That's 3 increments of artillery, or no?
Yeah, you can have
Probably.
3 increments.
But earthwork, it may be one and a battalion or something. Maybe.
Earthworks. Yeah, it says 1 battery. So 1 battalion of, or 6 increments of infantry and 1 battery. Yeah, so in the earthworks, you can only get 1 battery.
Okay. Okay, and let me put this mess back here. Let's see. That was it.
I moved your reinforcement artillery on up towards you there for you.
Oh, thanks. I forgot about that.
You're sending in reinforcements, I tell you.
That was the stuff that came off the battery box.
Oh yeah, we got another one for the battery box there, so we can next time it comes around.
Yep, I see that.
We'll get some more light artillery. Nothing like recycling. We should get some kind of award for that. You know, when do you roll for artillery resupply at the end of the turn?
End of the turn.
At the very end, yeah.
Very end, yeah.
After we do all of our disorder recovery, route recovery, all that good stuff.
Brendan, I tried putting the ASL rules in there in the notebook, but it's too big.
You have to pay, probably.
Oh, I didn't check that. Damn.
It's definitely worth paying.
Yeah, like ChatGPT, if you want big files, you have to pay $20 a month, which is like
If you want to do math or complex stuff, you need it.
But it's a good deal. I mean, $20 a month is
It's so powerful.
yeah.
It's definitely worth the upgrade.
Yeah, I think Laura has that for school.
Oh, the school bought it?
No, she uses it, but
Oh,
I don't know if they're recompensing her for it. But it's like $20 a month. So maybe they are. I'm not sure.
I got the access to this new thing that the community college district might buy. It's called Play Lab, where you can design your own chatbots. But what's cool is that they have like 5 or 6 different AI models, so you can switch between the different ones to see how they react differently.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, so you can go from like ChatGPT to Claude to there's a couple other ones. I can't remember the names of them now.
I just run my own.
Your own chatbot?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
ChatGPT. I run different. Mostly, I use it for coding questions and stuff like that. And there's some real good ones that you can download. You can do local LLMs, and I've got a good. I can load about a 16 gig LLM and run it in my graphics processor.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What kind of graphics processor do you have?
I've got a 4060.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, I wish I had that. I got a 3060. It's getting a little.
Eric, you have Kreitz's 3rd Cavalry Corps over there. Are you
Yep, I already
moving
moved
that
them.
to regroup super at the burn? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I've already done their little wild running.
A
So
wild ride.
yep. Got to get over there to blunt Rick's big attack.
What big attack?
It's coming. It's building. It's like a
think they're mostly done.
champagne. It's like a champagne bottle. Once the cork comes out,
Are you guys mostly done with?
I'm done with
Regroup?
regroup. Rick, are you
Anybody
done
else?
with regroup?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Me
Let me
too.
grab another one. It is number 6, Russian number 6. That's, I think,
Okay.
Lavrov.
Okay.
Russian number 14. That's my Cossacks.
Let me do some limb moves.
All right, Rick, let's go down into game room 1. All right. Let's see. So I've got in command. Everybody is in command, I guess. Yep, here's my commander there. So, this guy here is going to go 1, 5, 9. So as he's passing this guy, this guy can't shoot him at all because he's halved, and it's opportunity fire, so he's halved. But as I go from here to here, you'll have a 6 to 13.
Well, can I opportunity charge you when you move adjacent to me?
Opportunity
infantry?
charge me with what?
With my infantry right there.
Yes, in some magical rule sets,
Oh,
you've
no.
got your motorized infantry. They're in their half tracks, so you get to take a shot at me, a 1 to 2.5 shot.
So infantry, when you move adjacent to them, they can't like charge. Assault, I mean.
You would assault when you get your maneuver unit for Davu. You can mark them for assault.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
only thing that can opportunity charge is just cavalry.
Is other cavalry, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're saying I can shoot at you?
Yep, as I go from there to there.
All right.
It's a good roll, but not good enough. All right, then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 6, 10, 14, and there's no opportunity shots on him as he does that. Right. So I basically went 1, 2, and then that's going to be 6. That's going to be 10, and then he wheels from this hex to that hex.
So you're basically going in just a 1 hex line.
Yep, I'm just going in like snaking along, and then he quickly turns. Yeah, that way I avoid, because this guy's just a leader. There's nobody there. This guy's going to try to do something similar. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, that's not 2. That's going to be 5, 9, and then what's going into the woods? 7. So that's going to be 16. So as I go from here to there, this guy will get a shot with this guy adding in. So that's going to be another 6 to 13, another 1 to 2.5. And then as I go from here to there, I should say, this guy will get a shot also, another 1 to 2.5. Nope. All right. I don't want to move my other Cossacks. They're more or less where I want them to be. Let's see. I've got. I'll just, I guess, leave this guy here for the moment. He's the only one that was in command, and he's disordered, so we'll cross our fingers and hope that he feels better about his life choices at the end of this turn. That's it for me.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are they down below the steep slope?
You
Mhm.
can't charge them. You don't have enough movement points to go
It'd
down.
be
that
hard
steep
to
slope.
get to them. Yeah.
How many movement points would it take?
8.
These guys aren't close enough.
Well, don't they fight
You
units
gotta-
that are adjacent to them?
You got to go adjacent, and you don't have enough movement points to go down the hex.
I don't
The
have
blacks-
to have the movement points to get in the hex. I have to have the movement points to get adjacent to the
The
hex.
the black slopes are charge proof.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, I don't think you can charge across
You
them.
can't charge across a black slope.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let me
even
double-
though you'd be adjacent.
Yeah.
So it says severe slopes. Cavalry may not charge, and hence may not melee units across severe slope hexes,
Okay.
nor
thank you.
may cavalry
Which
pursue
you
retreating units across the
Probably
severe
want to
slopes
do with the
hexes.
white cuirassiers is fade them back a little bit. Like they can be close enough maybe to protect the gray hussars, but starting to fade back. Or you could just pull, like you want to reconcentrate towards Lavrov so you're not stretched out onto the front there.
I'm going to grab we've got a couple more chits that came up, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've got number 11 and number 2. Where's number
11's
11?
waiting for Mitch.
Oh, okay. Number
Michael,
2,
you done
that's
with
out on
6?
your end, right?
Yeah, I'm done with 6.
Okay. I don't know what 2 is. What is French 2?
Yeah,
2,
it's mine.
that's Rick. Rick, let's go over to
Okay.
your part of the world down in game room 1.
Michael, if you're done with your 11, you
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that's got to be Nansouté then, right?
Nansouté.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's Valence. That's Saint-Germain.
I
And
think I'll do
is there anybody else that's part
Valence
of his
first.
stuff?
Pierre, Nerowski or whatever it's called, and then
Yeah.
Henry, who's replacing the
Jacques
dude who
Winot,
shot in the
yeah.
head.
Hey, those Moscow militia, don't count them out. They're tougher than they
They're
look.
so sad. All right, he's gonna go 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Nope. You've got to stop when you get here
Why?
because I've got cavalry right here.
So
So
Go
you
ahead, turn right.
stop. Doesn't stop. It says you stop when you. I have a zone of influence out of my front hex, and you have to stop when you enter my zone of influence.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, pretty sure. Let me check. That's page 15.
Oh, you know why? That's probably true because you're not in brush. In
it
brush, I can
says-
dance around it.
Yeah, right. So if you were to go around this way, right, I wouldn't. There's no zone of influence there, but there is a zone of influence there, and a zone
Because
of
half
influence
the
there.
unit's out of it. Okay.
Well, and even if I were here in the brush, I still exert a zone of influence outside of the brush. You just don't exert a zone of influence into the brush.
In the brush.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, so he could go there and then he would stop. And then next turn he could move out of my zone of influence, right? And he could continue going forward. But you'd have to stop once he hits that.
Let's see then.
Your other option is to get these guns to limber up, move them out of the way, and then you'd be able to move through this hex because it's not in a
Yeah.
zone of influence.
Same thing.
You'd pay, movement points for it, but that's better than getting bottled up here.
Right.
So your horse gun's probably going to limber on anything.
If I move my
5
guns
or
next to
less.
you, you have to move once they come next to you, correct?
I can't. It depends on where you're at. So
Well, if I move my guns adjacent to it and
then
I
I
unlimber,
can move.
but if you don't move, then you're not able to move later, correct?
Yeah. So when I don't know who you're moving adjacent to. This guy can't
You're like
move
Gav.
because this guy's next to him. So I can't evade because there's an enemy cavalry adjacent to me. These guys, however, they could
Why can't you evade?
because I've got an enemy cavalry unit next to me, right? Isn't that the reaction thing or whatever it is? Let me look it up here. This is reaction move. So cavalry that's not in a zone of influence of enemy cavalry. Oh, actually, I could move because you don't exert a zone of influence into that hex because of the brush.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
if you rolled now, if you put a cavalry unit here, then this guy's in the zone of influence, and so then I couldn't move back, right? So if this guy moves here, then this guy is pinned, and then you could bring your horse guns up here, and I couldn't get away.
But if I charge you, you can retreat before the charge, regardless of being pinned.
Yeah. But I don't know if retreat before charge might trigger opportunity fire. So you might get a shot at me as I scoot away.
Yeah, depending on the order.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with your main then. So I'm going to try to limber up my gun.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have to limber it up. I can just push it one hex, right? Into a clear hex.
Yeah, it's a clear terrain, so you should be able to prolong them into clear terrain. Although I don't know. We were looking up something with prolong.
Oh, in the special rules, maybe?
No, I don't think it's in the special rules, but I think it was.
Like
may
you
move
only
from one
prolong
hex to
from clear clear?
another. It's not necessary. Guns may be prolonged from one clear terrain hex to another. So, because they're not in clear terrain, you'd have to limber them and then move them.
All right, we'll try and limber. A 4.
So yeah, so they're gonna limber.
So that's 2.
Yep.
Three. Oh no. It will be more than that because you're skirmishing
Nope,
still.
nope. Because let's see if the skirmish thing is affected or not. Because
it is in brush because you're in brush, but you have half a unit not in brush. So which half are you taking?
Well, it's who's adjacent to me, right? So this guy is adjacent to me.
Yeah. You're right.
That's why I have to take a look here real quick.
Yeah, does that affect it though?
Right. So that's why I have to figure out if it.
That might be in the special rules. Under brush. There was something weird. Cavalry zones, commercial zones do extend into brush. Cavalry zones only apply to Reg 30.
So it says here, the skirmish zone of light cavalry in skirmish order is nullified as soon as a formed, either in line or column, enemy light cavalry unit rests in one of its adjacent hexes. So those guys are not in line or column. They are in skirmish. So
Or
these
skirmish or
guys,
not?
no, it says, so this is rule 12.10.7.2. The skirmish zone of a light cavalry unit in skirmish order is nullified as soon as a formed, and then in parentheses it says, in either line or column, enemy light cavalry unit rests in one of its adjacent hexes. So what you'd want to do is, I don't know, does this guy belong to the group that's activating right now? I think so, because he's with Pier, right?
Pierre? Yeah.
So you could put him into either line or column. Well, you'd put him in line, right? Because it doesn't make any sense to put him in column. But if you put him in line, then that's going to nullify that my skirmish ability for that guy. So then it wouldn't cost anything for the guns to move through my skirmish zone.
Okay. He's part of what group? Pierre?
It says Pier, right? And I think Pier is part of the group that
That's
activated.
moving.
That's Nasute. So Pier is the 4th Brigade. So that's going to be, I think, the 8th Hussars and the 16th Hussars. So these two guys are Pier, and they're within range of Pier. So
Okay, so Pierre activates first.
yeah.
This guy goes into line.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Pierre's gonna stay where he is. I don't know why I always thought skirmish light cab, just being light cab next to somebody negated it, but
Because that's in some of the other rule sets. That's in like
maybe that's why.
Premier rules and maybe in 5th edition as well.
Yeah, it's probably 5th because I never really
Yeah.
played Premier.
Yeah, no, I think it's in 5th edition. So
Okay.
so now you can take those guns and you can move them. And if you move them,
So if I move it there,
right, and I think I could potentially to react to it if I wanted to. So let me check the rule on that. So reaction move. So cavalry that's not in the zone of influence of enemy cavalry is not exhausted, not routed, may move up to its full movement potential when an enemy infantry or artillery unit voluntarily attempts to expend movement points within its opportunity charge zone or attempts to move adjacent to the cavalry unit. All right, so because the cavalry doesn't exert something in my zone, I could pull this guy back when your guns move adjacent to me, right? And so I could...
And you can do reaction when you're in brush, right?
Yeah. So if as I said, if you had your cavalry unit here, then I couldn't, because then that hex of my guy would be in your would be in a zone of influence. But because you don't exert a zone of influence there, I have the potential of moving. So I could pull back there when this guy trundles forward and unlimbers. So if I do that, I can put myself, I guess, right here. And let you do whatever else you're going to do.
I'm going to move to there
Mm-hmm.
and declare charge.
Okay, go ahead and put a charge marker on him.
Charge. Then move there. Come to there. I think that's all of Saint Germain's.
Okay.
So the charge now happens.
Are you done? So are you done with the entire MU?
No, I'm done with Saint Germain's. Oh yeah, no, I'm not done with the entire MU.
Yeah. So you finish the MU, and then we do the charge movement.
Okay. I will do Valence next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, question, if I have a unit in this hex,
Yeah.
can I move over that unit, or does that new unit have to stop?
Well, anything would have to stop here or here once it entered my zone of influence.
And so my unit doesn't negate your zone of influence.
Doesn't negate my zone of influence. It would negate my skirmishing ability if it was light cavalry.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move to Valence. Yeah. And then Saint Germain, done.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to limber up that unit.
Okay. I think anything but a 6 will probably do it.
Move 1, 2.
So he's got, so that's going to cost, so it's 2
1,
to
2
go
limber,
there,
3, 4.
3, and then another 3, that's going to be 6. And then he can unlimber, right?
Oh, that's right.
So 8, he's still, how many movement points does he have? He's got 10 movement points, right?
Yeah.
He can do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 2, and then it's a +3 for that, and a +3, so that's 6. That's 8 points, and then you've got 2 more points you can unlimber him. So because he's got 10 movement points.
Right.
Yeah, you're good.
And he has to be down a hex side, right?
Yeah, he's facing a hex side.
Okay. And he can shoot you from there, right?
During the fire phase, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he might be able to shoot at me with a retreat before charge as well, but I'd have to look that up.
That's fine. This guy's going to do the same thing.
Did you roll for him?
No, he's already limbered.
Oh, he's already limbered. Okay, cool.
Hey, Eric?
Yep.
That cav skirmisher
Yep.
that moved, didn't he have to stay there because he started in a enemy cavalry zone of influence?
He doesn't, because his cavalry doesn't exert a zone of influence into the brush. There's no
yeah,
yeah.
the brush.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see here. You move this guy up and you're there. Okay, cool. Let me check here real quick. So, Michael, do you know off the top of your head if retreat before charge triggers opportunity reactions? I mean, I know it doesn't trigger opportunity charging.
I don't believe it
wanna say
does.
no.
Okay, I didn't think so either. Okay, cool.
Or, well, you're talking about
Right. So the idea is he moved these guns up and unlimbered them. He's got a charge that's going to happen here, right? So my skirmishers, by virtue of the fact that they're Cossacks and they're fast, they can retreat from the charge. And so I'm curious if the if he'll get opportunity fire as I retreat before the
May.
charge. So that's why I
Okay.
was curious. As I said, I'm not very familiar with regs, and I don't have the bandwidth to research it. So let me see here. Okay. Cavalry that retreats before charge may retreat up to their full movement potential in the course of the retreat, but they expend more than half their movement potential. They end the retreat exhausted. During this retreat, they may trigger opportunity reactions or harassment. Okay, so that answers the question. So you'd get a parting shot at them. Unless I decided I was going to move back now when you guys go here. Because I could do a reaction move, right? Yeah.
You could be opportunity charged by those leaders.
Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? So reaction move. So now it's a case of the moving player announces his intention to move adjacent to the cavalry or expend movement points within the opportunity charge zone of the cavalry. The moving player ceases moving, and the reacting player then conducts reaction move. Once the reaction move is finished, the phasing player may continue moving, possibly triggering another reaction move by the same unit.
So does that mean when I move from here to here, you could reaction move out?
Yeah. But I think since these other guys had already unlimbered, at least that one increment of guns would get a shot at me.
Right.
As I did that. And what does it say as far as restrictions on unit must elect to opportunity charge or reaction move and cannot combine the two into a single event. That is, cavalry units cannot begin to move and then conduct an opportunity charge, right? Combat units that reaction move may not violate stacking. They move up to their full movement potential but must stop in the first general order hex they enter in the course of their movement. So if I move back to its general order hex, I'd have to stop, or I would just stay where I'm at. So I think I will yeah, because I'm trying to get a sense of what's happening, because as I said, this works a little differently than it does in 5th edition with all this stuff. So if he moves there, so it would be 4 and 8 would get him here, for example. Well, it'd get him here like this, I guess, right? If he's going snake-like. Or he could go sideways this way. No, we'll just stay there. What the heck?
Rick, can we go to
Yes.
H2 a sec?
Sure.
Wouldn't it be tactically? Wouldn't it be better to move now rather than possibly get pursued by retreating before charge?
It depends on what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is bottle him up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's got this unit that's charging. I could actually side slip, couldn't I? He could still hit me. No, I'm fine because my Cossacks can always outrace his cuirassiers, and I'm never exhausted when I retreat before charge. But I'm wondering with the opportunity charge. I mean, the opportunity fire is, I think you're halved.
Yeah.
Right, so he'd have half of 21, so he'd have 10. And then I don't know, what's the shift for, so he'd have...
Point blank, it's +2.
Oh, shifts 2, okay. My fire defense is 12, so he'd be at the 1 to 1.5 would be shifted to 1.5 to 1 if it's a 2 shift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I could zigzag it the other way. No, I'll just stay there.
You're a bad man, Eric.
They're Cossacks. I don't care about them.
Oh, they're North Korean Cossacks. Got it.
Yeah, they're even worse. I love the Cossacks. They are particularly evil.
Do they delineate what region these Cossacks are from?
At the time period, I think the bulk of the Cossacks were coming from the same general area. They're kind of in the Donbass. Now, these all have names, so they might they might have to do with the province that they're from.
Yeah.
Or they might be the names of the chieftains that recruited them.
Let's see. Oh. Everybody's got the same uniform.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. They're all wearing blue. They look nice.
I think if I remember correctly, I think that was Ukrainian. If I remember, Boog.
Oh,
yeah. I think that was yeah. Because what was it? It was the guards. Guards Cossacks were black.
Yeah, so these are so Platov has got the Don Cossacks. He's the one that Brennan's got. And I've got, they're just called the Cossacks of the left flank. So they don't have any particular, so they're not from the Don like Brennan's Cossacks, but they're probably all from that same part of the universe. So
yeah. Huh. Do the lifeguard doesn't look like the lifeguard Cossacks even show up in this. Huh. Oh, no, there they are. All right, I see them.
Yeah, the lifeguard Cossacks are, I think they're over there with Uvarov's cavalry, or they're with the guard or something like that.
Yeah, they got them as red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be all black. Yeah, they had interesting uniforms. There was all black with like white piping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who was? I think somebody else had the red and black, but it's been a while. I don't even know if I remember if I even have the my book on it anymore.
You know, actually looking at it, I think I will. Let's see, where's... I think the reaction move might be the better thing to do.
There we go.
No, we'll do the charge. Or does it matter?
I love this quote. Lord, save us, Lord, from Cossacks. That is good stuff. Huh. Oh. No, they got lifeguard with. Oh, there they go. Lifeguard. Red and blue. Huh. I better stop. This is going to make me want to start painting.
Start
again.
painting?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since Cossacks are actually fairly Bashkirs. That's what I was thinking of. The Tartars, the Kalmucks. Oh, yeah. Bashkirs. That's right. I remember now. This is starting to come back. Oh, yeah. The most numerous, the regiments of Don Cossacks are named after the commanders. The Ukrainians and other Cossacks were numbered and named according to their nationality or district. There we go.
Man, Napoleon just beat my ass today. All right.
Okay.
What am I doing? I am moving Valence, right?
Yes. So he moved his guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1, 5.
It's going to be 5. Yep.
9, 9. I'll go there. 1, 5.
So
you
actually,
want
you can't. Well, no. At the beginning of the turn, he was. Okay.
Wait, I'm right there.
Yeah.
Do you want to be faced that way?
No.
Okay.
I'll change it, but
Yeah.
so can't I go there? 1,
Yeah.
then
No, you can go
5,
right
and
there.
then
Yeah.
6. And this guy's gonna do the same thing
Cool.
because And this guy's going to 1, 2, 6, 10. 1, 2, 6, 10. No, keep it that way. Where's stuff? Just delete it, right? I'll just leave her there. Him, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna move to Nowitzki.
Sure.
Oh, sounds so excited. I'm going to move. So he's a light guy. So I gonna go 4, 8, 9.
Nope, he's got to stop when he enters this hex.
Oh, because of that guy.
Yep.
I thought he doesn't.
No,
He doesn't insert into it.
you still have to stop when you. Oh, actually,
Somebody,
yeah, you're right.
no, because you're going around. You just ran all around.
Yeah.
If you can snake, I can snake.
Well, no, because it was. There's a difference between it, but yeah, because there's no zone of influence in that hex. Then yeah, you can scoot through.
Let's see, 1, 2, 4. It's gonna go 1, 2, 6, 10, 11, 12.
Sure.
And then this guy, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 7, 11. Twelve. Where's his boss?
Nowinski's down here.
Eligible.
Oh, he's in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's there somewhere. So these guys are gonna move to there.
All right.
And then next is Henry. Henry. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. All right.
I mean, you've got what, 10 increments there? Yeah, you can do that. Well, yeah, because you maximum is 18.
Yeah. Um,
I'm looking over the rules for retreating before charge and stuff. And then because you were asking now, it does say if the retreating stack is opportunity charged, it can be opportunity. They may in turn retreat before charge from the opportunity charge if eligible. I'm not sure what constitutes eligibility.
oh, you're asking the wrong person. You're the expert. So, all right, let's move this guy. Nasite.
Charge turn return from the up as long as it has a printed movement greater than the unit. Okay, all right. I guess that's the only eligibility requirement is printed movement potential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm done.
Cool. All right, you ready to do your charge?
I can try to recall, correct?
Yeah, at any point you can.
I'm gonna attempt to recall.
Okay.
Well, that's heavy. You can only let's see. You're
Well, here's my thought process, and
So
you
you
guys
had a
can tell
range
me
of
if you
2,
agree
right?
with
So
me.
you have to declare me as the target, right? Because I'm within 2 hexes unless you're going to.
right, and heavies can't recall all the time, anytime. Light cavalry can recall anytime.
Oh, okay.
So, but so the charging game must pursue. It's a retreat from, let's say so. So your charge goes in.
Okay.
And then he decides whether he's going to retreat before charge.
Right, which I would. So then this guy is going to. Let's go ahead and select him. He's going to go like that.
So now you can do a recall on now because he retreated before you. You can attempt a recall now.
Right.
Do I shoot first or not?
Yeah. So these guys will get a
yes.
shot, but
yeah, and actually that shot would probably go first because
I'm doing a retreat before move.
Let me
So
just
we
roll real quick.
already figured it out, Michael and I, when you guys were down
16
chatting.
nothing.
So yeah. Okay, don't even worry about it.
All right, and now I can roll to recall.
Yep.
Or go forward a hex, and you have
but
to
you
move
still
again.
go forward to hex, I believe.
Well, he moved here, right? And I
Yes.
was here. So I retreated. So at that point he could make
I
his.
have to go here, then I roll the recall, or
No.
do I roll-
You could stop right
Right
there.
back.
As soon as I retreat before charge, you can then roll the recall. And it says may attempt if one of the following conditions is true, right? And so it's the second bullet point, or if units retreating before charge retreat through or into a stack of friendly. Oh, maybe you can't. Because I didn't retreat into a stack of units. What's the other one? After defender has been declared the target and vacates its hex by retreating before charge. The recall must be attempted before the first hex of pursuit is entered. So you would stop right there and try to recall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to recall.
Yep. So I don't
So
know.
my assumption is here that I can change targets and it keep going down the line.
I have no idea.
Even though I'm in your zone of influence, who cares? I'm charging through it.
I don't know. That is
I mean, you can
anybody's
shoot.
guess.
On a recall, yes, I think you can.
A successful recall ends the charge or allows the player to pick a new target and continue the charge. 19.8.
So we'd have to look here. This is
Well, let me see if
cavalry
I can
recall French. 1 through 4, you're successful. A 5 or a 6, they
I
will
failed.
fail. Okay.
Now you
So
have
I
to
guess you would
pursue.
move 1 forward. And I don't know what happens now because now you're not facing me.
Well,
Right.
can I turn as I move forward or
I
no?
have no idea.
You
No,
can
you're.
wheel.
I mean,
You
I
can't
thought that once you're in with the
in
charges,
a
you're just
charge.
kind of going straight ahead.
Yeah.
So at this point, he'd have to.
Now, if you had started your charge facing like that,
Yep. Then
Well,
you
sure.
could. Yeah.
But I didn't. That's fine.
all right. Pursuit.
It's 19.4, 19.5. It's 19.5.3.
5-3 recall restricted pursuit cover enters
Must pursue the retreating cavalry along its path of retreat as far as its 5 movement points for a charge or charge zone. That's for a grand charge, though. For up to as far as its 5 movement points for a charge. Occupying the hexes vacated by the retreating unit immediately after the retreating unit vacates them. So, despite your retreat path being outside of the initial charge zone, you gotta follow it up to 5 movement points.
Right. But so the question is, he can't follow it because I've stopped retreating right here, and he can't attack me because he's facing the wrong way.
That's not in the rules. He still has to. He still has to pursue you. So you have to keep moving, or he pursues you and he successfully charges you.
And he's attacking me with what? You can't attack through your flank.
Okay, so 19.5.3 says that he continues to pursue you regardless of where you go, up to 5 movement points.
Sure. And then what?
If he
Well,
can
I
reach
stopped
you,
at 5 movement points and you keep going to
Well,
7 or 6, then
now
I
in the
stopped.
I mean,
special
I
rules,
can retreat up to my full movement points and not be exhausted because I'm Cossacks.
Yeah.
now
Okay.
in the special rules, it actually overrides part of that. It does say that pursuit does 4.14.2. The pursuit stops at the edge of the brush.
there you
Okay.
go.
So it stops right where he's sitting.
Yeah.
Now, what about that rule about heavy cav being adjacent to skirmishers at the
What?
end of a charge?
What rule?
The auto route?
The rule
Isn't
is
there-
that.
No, but don't they route if you're a heavy cav, form cav next to a skirmisher cav?
No, you can't fight me. You can't pursue me into those hexes, right?
Maybe it's just that maybe it's if I was in zone of influence and you were there and I was there. I'm trying to remember what, if you remember in 5th edition, you had your cav come up to my cav in skirmishing, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just stay here. And then you just said, okay, route, and then I routed away. But I think that was
Yeah, but I
don't remember what
that
you
was
did.
what, when we were playing Dresden or when we were playing Mont Saint
No,
Jean?
Waterloo. Yeah, Mont Saint Jean.
Yeah, I don't know. That was 2 years
Yeah,
ago
don't
now.
worry about it. Yeah,
It's yesterday.
And you're presuming a lot that I'm even going to remember that.
Yeah. No. Okay,
okay.
so we're done here. So I become.
So I don't know what happens. What happens if you charge and you can't recall and you
did-
don't meet anybody?
You're just tired because you charged.
Yeah.
Yep. And then do I go back, reform back, if I choose to?
Well, you didn't. You failed your recall roll, so I don't know if you do that or not.
Reform has nothing to do with the recall, I don't think.
Oh, the regroup
The
thing doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
It may. There are only certain conditions which you can.
Yeah, well, I do wonder, like, if you fail to charge, you're pretty much done. You're sitting there tired, I assume. But let me go ahead and put a tired marker on them.
Let's see, melee resolution, direction, retreat before charge. For the target charges coverage, they must attempt to retreat. Target routes marked on PGD.
Okay, so if you want to move, you get up to 5 movement points.
If the target of the
Do your
charge is cavalry,
regroup.
which have a minimum of higher retreat before charge, the target refused. The cavalry may attempt.
Yeah,
to
if I
route
can, I'm not sure I can.
You may choose a new target.
Do what?
They must
Regroup.
follow the retreat and charge point and any unit.
I believe you can.
Into if the charge.
That's what
ends,
he's reading.
Proceed to step 5. Cavalry. Oh, proceed to step 5 is cavalry. When the charge
Yeah,
and any
it's
resulting melee
19.12.
is finished, both attacking, defending cavalry, if any which did not
Yeah.
route, recoil, or bounce, may regroup if desired. So yes, it says go to 5. So you at this point may regroup.
Okay, cool.
Now, with the regroup, I can go anywhere.
You would.
You don't even.
You've
have
got
to
to go
move.
backwards, right?
Five
Or you could
movement.
stay where you're at.
You got 5 movement points. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Each
either where I'm at or move backwards.
No, you can. There's
You
no.
can move forward if you want.
Well, you'd have to stop. You couldn't.
5 movement points to move away from their current location.
Yeah. So you can't go there because that's a stacking violation. You can't go there because it's a stacking violation. I don't know if you can move from one ZOC to another ZOC.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's no
So you'd have
prohibition.
to go back this way. Well, you have. I mean, I don't know if there's a prohibition. He'd have to stop when he gets there. Is the.
Plus, he could trigger an opportunity charge too, if he moves there.
I can't opportunity charge you because I'm a skirmish. But he could,
Is it?
if he wanted to do his regroup and he could move there, then he could regroup there. Otherwise, he'd regroup back, back there. So that's 1 and 4 gets you there. Cool. That was
Well, that
exciting.
was a whole lot of nothing.
That's the whole point. That's the point of the Cossack's existence, is a whole lot of nothing. All right. I think we're going to have to wrap it up here. It's 10 o'clock our time here. Did number 1? Oh, number 1 got picked.
Did we?
And number 11
Oh,
got picked. We
leaders
got a whole
haven't
bunch
gone
of stuff. Yeah, we haven't done leaders yet.
Oh, 1. That's going to take a while.
Yeah. Do we want to just save that for next week? Because otherwise, I mean, I don't know what time people have to pack it up. Let's go back up to the lobby.
Oh,
Or we can go down to game room 2 because.
Oh, is that where everybody's at? Okay.
Where everybody's at.
Hey guys.
I think he has to follow
I
this
have
line.
to go through there.
I think he has to follow this exact line.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
So that would be 2. That would be 3, 5, 7, 9.
They have to follow this line. This is the exact line they have to follow.
No, they don't.
There's other guys over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4
Oh, I see what you're
there. Yeah, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they can go a bunch of different places. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And so that was, what was that? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, and they have to go one more.
Yeah.
So where would they go?
If they go, you got to move farther away from the enemy if possible. How far away are you now? 2, 4, 5, 2.
So it has to go to
2, 4, 5. You have to go to a range of 6 if you can. 2, 4, 5.
So you'd have to go there because this guy is a Russian, right? 2, 3, 4, 5.
You'd have to go on top of this disordered unit?
Yep.
No, this one here.
Yeah. And
So
that's
then
where
the disorder guy routes. Yeah. When contacted by a routing unit, the disordered unit routes.
Okay. So he routes. So then this guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then this guy, whoops. This guy will be there.
Which unit routed away and which direction did it go? Okay. So what was its first move into Chastel?
Yeah.
What's the distance in Chastel's hex to the nearest enemy unit?
1, 2,
5,
3,
6, 7.
4, 5.
1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5, 6, 7. So 1,
Does that work?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Is that kind of a choice at that point, like between someone?
Yeah, because this guy's 7 away. This guy's 7 away. These guys are 7 away.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So how about to this one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, yeah.
I think you meant to go here. Yeah.
So I have to go through that one?
I think so.
Okay. So then that would be, instead, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. Oops.
Yep. And then maybe you had a couple of morale checks from some of the units that got routed through.
Yeah, so
Kronprince, maybe?
Well, you went through those guys, right?
Bayerische, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only guy that guy and these guys have to make.
There. All right.
These guys would be a -3.
It's -12 for everybody.
It's -12 for everybody?
Right,
oh, right,
yeah.
because they're routed. Okay. So for these guys up here?
Yeah, that's actually got an additional -6 because, not that it matters, but because it's a different corps routing through as well. Because the infantry is 4th Corps and that unit is 3rd Cav Corps. So -18.
Well, even then, it's a 21 with a -12.
Yeah, still,
so they're going to disorder.
Disorder.
All right. And
You'll
on
have
these
to
guys,
pick hex.
oh, because they're not in skirmish order anymore.
Right.
So I have to flip them.
And does that trigger reaction or not? If you
No.
well, not
No,
if
it
you go
doesn't.
there for sure.
It explicitly does not trigger reaction.
No,
Let's see.
Falling into disorder is not considered movement.
Oh, it's probably
involuntary.
Yep.
So if I go there, that will at least give me an option to try to get them out of disorder because I'm not next.
Yes, yes, it will. Yep.
Okay, that's probably better. Okay, and then I got these guys down here.
Yep.
They'll have a -10.
12, -10.
So they're happy.
Okay, and that's it.
Which unit now?
The stack of light cavalry.
Yeah, they got -18 on the morale check.
So that's going to be
Why
a
is-
21.
Why is it minus?
No, it's still
18?
going to, they're still pass.
But they got a leader, so they're good.
Yeah.
And since the top guy passes, he passes down a
+3.
Yep. Very good. The reason it's an extra -6 is that the infantry coming through is from a different corps level formation.
Again. Okay.
Yep. Like this -12 for the route, and then it's -6 for the coil fresh. Okay, so that's that. And then guess this guy goes here. And he regroups. He'll just like point this way. And he's tired. He could go back out of the way, but he's probably okay there, more or less a checkerboard. So good. All right, I'm done.
All right. At this point, guys, it's 20 after 10 Pacific time. We've still got a bunch of chits that came up that haven't gone yet. Do we want to try to finish those up or recommence next week with those French ones?
It's 1:18 in the morning for me. So.
Yeah, that's what I figured out on the East Coast. It's even later for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it's like
So, okay, so we've got then the first French chit and the 9th French chit, and then we'll pick it up after that. Cool. I'm going to go
All right.
ahead and hit the big save button.
We've
and
got a
end the
lot of
live
chips
stream.
on this turn. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next week, brothers.
Indeed. Brendan, stick around for a second if you have.